Hello to internet people and welcome again to Fairly Geeky. My name is Andrew Walker and I am Fairly Geeky. The year 1997 and I had two very important decisions to make. Do I sell my very much loved Sega Mega Drive with over 15 games so that my parents could afford to buy me an N64 with only one game? And secondly, what game should I go for? Should I go for Mario Kart 64? It was well reviewed, starred the infamous plumber, and was the game my best friend at the time had? Or should I take a huge risk and go for a game I knew very little about? Diddy Kong Racing. After weeks of umming and ahhing, I finally made the decision to say goodbye to my Sonic console and welcomed a young baseball cap wearing Kong into my life. Let's do this. The boxers seen better days. Well, that's just downright creepy. So, in case it wasn't already clear from the title, this is a racing game, more specifically, a kart racer. Released by Rare in 1997 for the N64, the game was set to give Mario Kart 64 a run for its money, and it certainly does. But before we get into all that, let's talk story. There is no story in the game. If you do want to know the backstory as to why this cast of lovable critters are racing, then you're going to have to read the manual. Basically, Timber the Tiger, that's this guy, is left home alone on his island while his parents go visit the Kongs. I really don't think leaving your child home alone on an island is a particularly good idea. Unless of course you do want to be reported to social services, of course. Anyway, whilst they're away, Whizpig, that's this guy, he's the, and I quote, big bad bully from outer space, decides to come along uninvited to Timber's island and just start being a nuisance, for no other reason than to entertain himself. Fair enough. Whizpig seals off the island's racetracks, carves his likeness into the cliff face, and then when challenged by the island's champion, Drumstick, Whizpig defeats him, and now the island needs a new champion. So Timber gets all his friends together to get rid of the spiteful space traveller by, racing. It makes perfect sense. Shut up! The first choice we have is which character to select. There are initially 8 we can choose from, with 2 secret characters you can unlock later. Well, I say secret, however one of them is actually shown to you when you boot up the game. You may recognise some of these characters from other, as of then, yet to be released Rare games. I'm Banjo! Banjo would hit his adolescence, lose the ability to speak properly, and team up with a bird for Banjo-Kazooie. Huh? Conker here. I'm Conker! Grow up to be everyone's favourite foul-mouthed perverted red squirrel for Conker's Bad Fur Day. Marvellous. And the adorable Pipsy would go through puberty and become the sexy Datadyne Initiative Special Agent Joanna Dark in the Perfect Dark series. So once you have made your character choice, the correct choice being Tip Tup for this noise alone, you can begin the adventure. And I really do mean adventure. This game does away with simply choosing the races from a menu and goes for a hub world similar to that of Mario 64. You can explore the island with the help of Taj the Genie, and by winning races you collect golden balloons in order to unlock more races and areas. The first few balloons can actually be found on the hub itself. In fact, here's the first one. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. And here's another one. Just fly over here and... Blimey hell. Perhaps I should have actually practiced before I started recording. Wait, what did I just say? Fly over here. Oh right, yeah, there are planes in this game, it's not just cars. In fact, there are 3 vehicles you can choose from, the third being a hovercraft, and each vehicle has its own strengths and weaknesses, and using a certain vehicle can give you access to previously inaccessible routes through the races. There are 4 main worlds accessible from the main hub, each of which has 4 races themed to their respective worlds, the first of which is Dino Domain. The tracks here are set in a prehistoric period, with the occasional dinosaur thrown in for good measure. Now, I'm going to be honest, I know this game pretty much like the back of my hand, but even with that in mind, these first few races are incredibly easy. Unlike in Mario Kart 64, these AI don't have that annoying rubber banding. You know, where it doesn't matter how well you race, they will always keep up with you. Meaning of course that on certain tracks here, if not most of them, if you race like a boss, you can lap some of the other racers. One of the ways you can increase your chances of dominating is by making full use of the items each track has scattered throughout. The items are contained within these coloured balloons. Red balloons contain missiles, green balloons are droppable stage hazards, yellow balloons are shields, the multicoloured balloon is a magnet which draws you closer to another racer, and the blue balloon, aka the best balloon, is an extremely useful boost. The items themselves have a certain and very awesome mechanic. You are able to upgrade the item to make it more powerful instead of just using it straight away. By collecting a second balloon of the same colour, your item will be transformed into a slightly more powerful version of itself, and then, if you collect a third balloon of the same colour, it will be at its maximum potential. Dino Domain's tracks are somewhat simple, but do a great job of introducing you to the mechanics. All the standard kart racer tropes are here. A well-timed button press at the start of the race gives you a boost. There are zippers on the track, there are stage hazards to avoid, and items to collect. All pretty standard. But the whole thing just feels so solid, and the control you have over the vehicles really empowers you to, lap people. Another clever little touch is that you are able to get an extra boost from zippers by releasing the accelerator as you pass over it. This unfortunately is now a learned condition of mine which I pointlessly do on every other kart racer I play. Once you have won all 4 races and are given the 4 golden balloons, a Whizpig door opens and it's time to race the boss of this world. Brace yourself. Oh, it's a friendly Triceratops who sportingly wants us to beat him in a race. Winning this race unlocks the Silver Coin Challenge, which I'll cover later. After beating those races, the Triceratops challenges us again, this time rewarding us with our first piece of the Whizpig amulet. In order to complete the amulet and face Wiggly Piggly, we will need to do the same thing again in the 3 remaining worlds. The second world we visit is Snowflake Mountain, a winter wonderland of slightly trickier tracks. One thing I really admire about what Rare managed to do with the track design is give them their own identity, but still fit within their respective world. So even though we are racing through a set of 4 snowy tracks, we still get some very distinct locations, such as this canyon filled with giant snowballs, this little frozen village, or some hollowed out caverns. Anyway, win the 4 races and face the boss. This time, a giant walrus. Race him down the mountain, and he again unlocks the Silver Coin Challenge for this world. Okay, so the Silver Coin Challenge means re-entering the 4 races you just completed and winning again. However, this time you need to collect 8 silver coins which are scattered along the track, and then win the race. Most of these are easy to spot and collectible on your first lap. However, some of them are more difficult to spot and are placed in such a way that you can only really collect them on your second way round. Also, some of the coins are situated next to edges or away from zippers to further hinder your chances of winning. I actually really like these challenges. They add that little bit extra challenge to the race and give you something extra to be thinking about as you speed round. Once you are done with Snowflake Mountain, it's time for a change of climate as we tackle Sherbet Island, a tropical paradise of sand, sea, and a random pirate ship. These levels, and to be honest the whole game, just looks fantastic. The amount of care which has gone into designing this game's graphics really shows, and all the little details really shine through. I love the way your headlights come on as you enter a darker area, or the way coconuts fall from a tree if you bump into one, or the way the wheels on the plane automatically start to prepare for landing, or how the car's tyres slightly inflate to stop you sinking in water. The attention to detail Rare used to put into their games is one of the things that made them great. The tracks themselves have so much character as well, incorporating additional touches to bring the world to life and make you really care about saving this island. Also, on a side note, the track Treasure Caves doesn't actually feature any treasure as far as I can tell. Strange. So, the boss here is this octopus, who sounds like this.
Well done! Now I challenge you to a race!
Really? That's the voice you're going to go with? Do you get the feeling that Rare didn't like having to pay voiceover actors? Our final world is the medieval area, Dragon Forest. A theme of the Middle Ages connects these tracks, with quaint villages, farmlands and castles being the go-to aesthetic. Since we are here at the last area before we get to race Mr. Whizface himself, now seems as good a time as any to talk about TT. TT is this clock man who wanders around in various areas and serves 2 purposes. The first being that he can give you a rundown of your progress, and the second being that he can turn on time trial mode. If you do choose to activate time trial mode, he jollily says, "See you there," as you exit from speaking to him. However, if you choose not to turn on time trial mode, he really takes it to heart, and in my opinion, tries to guilt trip you into reconsidering, as he simply says, "Okay," in the most depressing manner possible. That, my friends, is called emotional blackmail. TT, come on, man. We haven't got time for this. We're supposed to be saving the island from that piggy bully. Plus, I'm going to talk about and do all the time trials later. Okay? Okay? I'll fine just for a bit. Hidden in the game are 4 keys in 4 different tracks, and if you find them, you can unlock the TT Challenge. These are multiplayer style games you need to beat in order to unlock the 4 pieces of the TT amulet. These challenges include 2 battle modes and 2 collect items first races. Not the best modes in the game, to be honest, but they're still pretty fun if you decide to play them multiplayer. Anyway, where were we? Dragon Forest! Well, after beating the false start cheating dragon of this area twice, we have the final Whizpig amulet, and this happens. Right, let's fly into his mouth and race this pig. This race is a huge difficulty spike. You need to memorise where every zipper is placed on the track, and if you miss one, the chances of winning are extremely slim. There is very little room for error here, but eventually you'll learn this track inside out and can finally beat this piggy-faced pig and reclaim the island. Yeah!
Yippee! Let's party!
Woohoo! Diddy and his friends have a little beach party, and all is right with the world once again. Uh-oh, what a surprise. It's Wuzzlepug. He's hiding behind this lighthouse. Actually, pause a sec. Now here's my question. How did he get there? Did he swim in from an adjacent island as to not be seen? Or had he just been waiting behind the lighthouse in the hope that they would pick this section of the beach to have a little party on? And if so, how long had he been waiting there? And how long would he have continued to wait there, just in the hope that they would turn up? Doesn't make sense. Regardless, he's there, and he decides to crash the party. Everyone just kind of runs around awkwardly, not actually trying to escape, just running in circles. Then Wizpig escapes in his little piggy spaceship. Well, that's the end. Right? Nope. If you beat all the Grand Prix modes for each of the worlds, two things will happen. First, a frog with a red feather appears in the main hub, and squashing him breaks the curse on Drumstick and unlocks him as a playable character. And now secondly, you can now hop aboard the lighthouse on the beach, which transforms into a rocket and takes us up to the actual final world, Future Funland. Now, I assume this is Wizpig's home world. So why he has built racetracks, which he is far too big to actually race on, seems a little strange to me. But stranger still, why are we even here? Wizpig left, we won, why are we chasing him down? This is not our problem anymore. Future Funland's tracks are obviously slightly more difficult than most of the tracks that preceded it. But the amount of colour and charm is intoxicating, as is the music. Oh yeah, the music! The music in this game is excellent. Almost every piece is perfectly pitched for the racetrack or area it is played on. And just like how the graphics and design feels different yet appropriate for their respective worlds, so does the music. However, my favourite thing about the music is how it transitions. Various areas in the game have alternate versions of the same music track which seamlessly interchange as you enter them. The most obvious and best example of this is the character selection screen. Every time you move to a different character, the same piece of music is played with a different instrument based on that character. It's clever, it's original, and it's blooming catchy. Beating the 4 space tracks twice, once normally and one for the silver coins, and collecting all the 4 pieces of the TT amulet means you finally have everything you need to take on Wizzy Pizzy, one final time. This race is far easier than the last time. Once you have gotten the hang of some of those sharper corners and beaten Sir Unkslat to the finish line, his rocket malfunctions, sending him into deep space. This time, everybody turns up to party with Diddy. You can now sit back knowing you have finally beaten that space travel plankster. Right? Well, sort of. And that's Diddy Kong Racing. Do you feel like you've had your money's worth yet? No? Okay, well, Rare has you covered. After beating Adventure Mode, you unlock Adventure 2. This is the same thing all over again. However, the character AI is harder, every track has been mirrored, and the silver coins are in even more devious places. Just check this one out, how it forces you to drive off the edge in order to collect it. If this is still not enough for you, you can now attempt the time trials for every track. Beating TT's lap times, which is easier said than done, will unlock the emotionally blackmailing clock as a racer. You also have the option of playing all the tracks and challenges with up to 3 friends, for some good old multiplayer fun. Now this is what makes Diddy Kong not just a great game, but a fantastic one. There is nothing better than having some friends around for a nice friendly race, and then making them cry as you dominate them on the tracks, then bask in your own magnificence, laughing at their feeble attempts. And when you finally get bored of that, you have the option of mixing things up a bit with a variety of cheat codes. So maybe you just fancy racing around as an oversized Pipsy, shooting a barrage of missiles at anyone and everyone. Well, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. And in case it's not already super obvious, I do love me some Diddy Kong Racing. Rare made better games than even Nintendo did back in the N64 days, and I don't regret my decision going with Diddy over the Plumber any day. But how about you? Mario Kart 64 or Diddy Kong Racing? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe this video to help my little tiny channel grow. I'm going to leave you with the Japanese trailer for this game, which is pretty amazing. Until next time, everybody, stay fairly geeky. Bye!
Diddy Kong! ポンコツドンケツいやいやよハートパークバキハイテンションちょっとやそっとじゃ遊びきれないウキウキレースアドベンチャー